changed the name, it's a little bit easier to say. That's all there is to it. Shiroyu Kamikai kind of means white wolf, gray wolf type thing. So it's not really a change, it's kind of like a translation of the name. Anyway, I was going to do a little more one-on-one, up-close quarters personal combat there. But Michael had something come up, he had to do it. And he's got, I don't want to put it this way, he's got things outside of there that he has to put priority over, and that's how it works. This is our thing, but the videos are more like my thing. He just kind of helps me out with it. So, and I appreciate his help. It's very helpful to have a body to demonstrate on. So instead of doing, showing how you can come in and elbow strike and all that other fun stuff that you can do in a street fight, we're going to talk a little bit more about movement. The principles of the movements that we use, and kind of where they come from. A lot of our techniques are Kempo driven. They're very bit wrist, open-handed, fist, elbow, low leg kicks. But movement for us is more geared to Aikido, where in Kempo you do move, but if you move into the person, you're moving to move the person. Aikido is kind of the same thing, except when you move toward the person, you're moving to disrupt that person's balance. So the balance is disrupted by displacing them or shifting their balance to where they have to now focus on falling and not hitting you. One of the first things you learn in Aikido is this technique called shomanate. Someone comes in with like a grab, and all you do is basically stop their hand and step into them. You're pushing their head back. The way you do that is you simply raise your arms as you're stepping forward. You bring your back foot behind you, and because you don't bend your arms, you don't necessarily, you're not straight arm, there's a slight bend to it. It's called the unbendable arm, and you basically just knock the person over because their head goes back, and where their head goes, they'll follow. So a lot of the other fighting techniques that we do, we use the same off-balancing principle. I talk about off-balancing the opponent a lot. I mean, even if it's here, this technique here can actually off-balance the opponent because it's not necessarily, I'm blocking as I'm redirecting the arm to where he now has to recenter himself because his balance is shifted into a triangulation point. So when we move, even if it's here, the whole purpose of the movement is not just to get out of the way, but it's also to redirect him, make him have to regain the balance that he's lost, and open them up for a barrage of several different techniques. Case in point, a simple step to here, if the person moves, you can catch them in their ribs as they're going by. You can catch them in their jaw as they're going by. And, the whole principle of using the hips for developing power and everything of that sort. If I step here, I shift my hips as I'm hitting. It comes naturally. So, movement when fighting is important. It's not just about footwork or anything, because as I've said in several other videos, a street fight never starts from somebody dropping themselves back into this position. Street fight starts from here, and someone takes that first swing. That's where it starts. So, once you learn to A, keep your distance, B, move, whether it's actual step or if it's a duck or a weave underneath, you have to move. Some of the moves that we do is to actually draw the person in. I've stated a lot of times in kata, you see people drop back here, and that would actually be if someone were to throw a punch, simply catching their hand, stopping and bringing them down here. You automatically put them into an arm bar, and the words kazushi, and it balances them. It makes them lose their balance. They have no choice but to fall forward, and usually go right down to their knee. At that point, you can take their arm, put it behind their back, get them on the ground, and put them into submission hold. Be honest, a lot of times when you first start training in any martial art, they're going to have you stand still. The purpose of the standing still is to basically just get used to doing the technique, and then as you advance, you learn to move, step in, boom, boom, come in and grab a hold to where you can shift your weight and shift their balance and throw them to the ground. I mean, I can demonstrate techniques all day long, but if you don't know how to move in a street fight, if you don't know how to get out of the way, if you don't know how to use your body to actually guard, which is one of the things I wanted to go over tonight, but we'll do that next week. No big deal. But if someone threw a punch and you came in here and you got your head guard, guarding your head, elbow straight, knee straight. If you're watching where their feet are at, take that knee out. There's a ton of things you can do in a street fight. All you have to do is move in the right direction. If you're quick enough, you can actually like sidestep the person and catch them on their neck. Either clothesline them, or you're going to put them into a chokehold, 1 to 2. Sidestep, hit the knee, elbow, grab. All of it involves movement. If I want to get away from the guy, I'm going to obviously go backwards. But that backwards isn't always in the sense of I'm backing up so he doesn't hit me. It could be as I'm backing up as I've got a hold of him, and I'm going to pull him back with me. One way or the other. I'm going to here, or do what they call a goblet step, which is you step to the outside and bring them this way. Aikido has been very helpful, and not Aikido in itself, but the principles of Aikido have been very helpful in developing how we fight, how we move, and what our true goal is when we are fighting with someone. Aikido doesn't use many kicks, but they may step in and take you down by putting their leg behind you. There's not many strikes in Aikido. Here, oh no, we liked it. Am I putting Aikido down? No. Like I said, Aikido has been very helpful. Aikido was developed from sword arts. So we like sword arts. We actually practice sword as well. For instance, 1 second. This is one of the weapons we use. I gotta be careful because I have a ceiling fan going here. This is Inyaito, it's not sharp. This was a gift to me from a good friend. And yeah, it's one of those things that I like to use a lot. We do teach, not formal sword, but we do teach you how to properly handle one, how to properly clean one, and a little bit on some of the sword drills. Kind of give you a taste for it. So if you want to get into a formal school, you have a little bit of a foundation. So that's a little bit more about us. Put this away. You may also notice that when we do these videos, sometimes we're dressed in shorts and a t-shirt, and sometimes we're dressed in gis. The whole reason for the gis is it's just kind of a formal thing. We like to wear them. I really like that red gi. I have a white gi sitting over there. But most of my training is done just like this. So if you don't have a gi, if you want to train and you want to like practice some of the things that we're doing on your punching bag or whatever you have, don't worry about a gi. It's not about the gi. It's not about a belt. It's not about anything like that. It's about the training, just the training. That's all that's important. I want you to keep that in mind in whatever you train in. So if you are at home and you say you take Taekwondo and you don't want to like sweat in your gi and clean it because you're practicing things at home, just doing sweatpants and a t-shirt or shorts and a t-shirt or whatever you feel comfortable in, because that's all that matters is the training. So just want to do a little short video for you today. Notice that when I do this with Michael, we have a little bit more fun and we go a little bit more deeper into things. And that's because, well, I get to show a little bit more than on this thing. But yeah, it's all about the training. Doesn't matter what you train in. If anything you can learn from these videos helps, that's all these videos are for. We're not here, we are here to teach. If you're interested in learning from us, please contact us. If you're not, and you've got a school that you go to, and these are helpful, please keep watching them. That's all there is. That's why I put them out. So, in the description of the video below, I'm going to actually put a link and a code, and this is going to be for Raise Energy or Rep Sports, they who make Raise Energy drinks. That link is it's my link for you to go ahead and order any Raise Energy or other products that Rep Sports may have. You use the code, you get a 15% discount off anything you order. So that's going to be in the link below, and the link's going to be in the description. So check it out and have fun practicing out there. Keep your hands up, keep your eyes open, stay aware, be safe out there.